Hey everyone, welcome back to Ontario Gardening. So today we are going to do an August garden tour, and it's gonna look a little bit different by the end of this video because I'm kind of recording two videos at once right now. My garden tour, which is, some plants are slowly coming to an end, and we're planting new stuff for a fall garden. So what we're gonna do in here, hi sweetheart, good morning. So what we're gonna do in here is we are going to just show you very quickly what's still like good producing and looks well, and then what we're gonna kind of rip out just to start that fall garden. So the first thing to note is we still have flowers that are going strong. These dahlias are absolutely beautiful. I've got marigolds. Marigolds are super frost hardy, so we'll be seeing these until a solid October. These sunflowers, so I'm a little annoyed with these sunflowers, but they're beautiful either way. My hostas now at this point are blooming, but these sunflowers that just won't give up were only supposed to be 2 feet. That's a little bit higher than 2 feet, friends. That's taller than I am, so we're looking at like 6 feet. So, I mean, they're fine for the spot that they're in for now, but kind of annoyed, and I might top them off because I didn't want that hanging into the pool. But regardless, whatever. They still are beautiful. My zinnias, of course, probably my favorite fall plant. I've got some double zinnias. I got some massive cone zinnias. I've got candy cane ones. So love these. Per usual. You can't really see. What are you eating? The color that this can, like, I don't know if you can see this on camera, like, it is absolutely gorgeous. But anyways, I have spent most of my fruit. The strawberries actually made a comeback. They had completely died off, and now all of a sudden have completely come back and are producing full strawberries and continuing on about their lives. But the blueberries are pretty much done. The raspberries are done. I've made stuff out of both of them. I'm continuing to harvest off the mint. That'll keep going for a long time. This kale will not stop producing, but I am gonna chop this down because we're gonna make way for our winter garden. But still going strong. I have lots and lots of cayenne peppers. I do have some on the other plant that are completely turning red, so I got to get my recipe ready for that to make some Tabasco sauce. The pumpkins on a stick are doing well on both plants, actually. They look amazing. I've got some Brussels sprouts still working away here. My BTK for those cabbage moths have worked. There is potatoes back there, so they're working away. I still have 2 zucchini plants left. All of my yellows have been ripped out. I still have 2 greens left, but quite honestly, I think those are getting ripped out in the next day or two as well. Right in behind it is a butternut squash, and it has used the trellis. To make its way. I'm backing up because wait till you see this. Yeah, it's up there up into the, 25-foot cedars. So that's fun. This happens every year with one plant. Like, it's usually like my tomatoes and my cucumbers. This year, it is way up there. Of course, I have a ton of sweet banana peppers going. Tons of jalapenos on this bush. I have a couple of Abigail tomatoes that I've already picked off, but look, the absolute abundance of these cherry tomatoes just all over the place is wild. And I am starting, as you can see, to pick them. These Roma tomatoes are still on their way as well. I should have those soon. Usually that's more towards the end of August. I think mine are a little bit delayed just because of the way that the sun falls here. I still have basils in there fighting for their lives, but they're in there. I still have a bunch of parsley. These Abigail tomatoes, I've already had 3 or 4 come off and they just won't stop. These were really prolific. I will grow these again. They were very tasty. The cucumbers, they still have some, but they're getting ripped out today. These are spent, absolutely spent, and I want to use this space where this trellis is for other stuff. Here are those reddening cayennes. I have these pole beans that are using the trellis to just go wild on the fence. Here we have a patty pan squash. I just grew a couple, like one plant actually. This is one plant. One plant this is. And I grew those just to grill up some patty pan on the Blackstone, in which I have some. So those are slowly coming around. These were late to the party. I didn't plant these until July, so we'll be seeing full fruit soon. Then I have my carrots. Of course, my onions are interplanted with those, and I'd like to take those onions out today as well. Carrots will stay here till October. The garlic was taken out and is hanging drying. And then I have my beans, and I have been collecting beans now for the last month. I still have some to come out here and collect. I have gotten an abundance of beans as per usual. Usually this last crop that is on here, I would like save them. So I wouldn't take them off of the plants. I would let them completely go to seed and get like bulgy inside and dry out right on the plant to save the seeds for next year. So regardless whether I was taking these out or not, these would be done because I'd be leaving whatever was left on there to collect seeds. I'm not saving seeds this year. I collected so many last year. The year before, there was 220 plants that were planted. So I got a lot of bean seeds because there's usually like 12 in each pod. So I'm not saving any this year. These are all, I'm going to harvest everything off of these today, take these out, and this is going to become turnips and beets. As for these apple trees, I'm going to get rid of these this week as well because I realize what's going on. I have a squirrel that's coming and just like the wildlife in this year is unreal. So anyways, I have a squirrel that's coming and taking everything off. That could be my issue because the plant itself is healthy and is growing foliage and stuff, but we're not dealing with these apple trees anymore. Like I said, I'm going to make a whole garden here and that's what that is. So these apple trees are going to leave probably this week. And that's it for right now. We are kind of starting to wrap things up in this garden. I love the look of a full garden, but quite honestly, we're at this point. If it's not producing, rip it out. If it's barely producing, rip it out. If you're getting like micro zucchinis and you know it's going to take another 4 weeks to get a zucchini, harvest it as little and eat it and rip them out. It's time to start thinking about our fall gardens. It was actually time to start thinking about our fall gardens a couple weeks ago, but it's time to actually implement those fall gardens now and really getting serious, planting your seeds, planting your starts, all that fun jazz. Anyways, check that out in a separate video where we're going to rip everything out and start planting. Talk to you soon. Bye.